Today is so hot. I don't know how many degrees it is, maybe 27, 30 degrees outside Celsius, and it's really, really hot. So please excuse me if I'm all sweaty, but I couldn't film in the morning, or honestly, I didn't want to film in the morning, and this is the only time that I feel comfortable to be talking to you guys and to the camera. Hi, my name is Kiara, and still I don't know which direction this channel is heading towards. Hopefully, a good direction. Right now, I just want to express my feelings, and this last week I've been thinking about the word or the term late bloomer. I don't know if you heard of it. Of course, if you've heard of it. And it got me thinking about my life, and I think I can say that I fall into that category because, yeah, I've always felt like I am late to by society's standards to get on with my life, you know. For example, when I graduated high school in what 2015 20 at the end of 2014, I didn't have the slightest idea of what I wanted to study, so I picked a random university and started studying translation and interpretation, which it didn't feel me, it didn't I don't know, it was okay, but I didn't like it that much to stay for the whole university, for all of the semesters. So I told my parents about me being confused and not wanting to do and not wanting to go to uni to do that course in particular, and well, they supported me, and they signed me up for a vocational course where there were other people around my age, and they were also deciding what to study at university or what they wanted to do with their lives in general. And they were all 17-year-olds, but I don't know, that's too young to still decide what you want to do with your life. Anyways, I settled for communications and I enrolled at another university to study communications and marketing. And the first semester was great. You know, I had great grades. I made some friends. I mean, I didn't have the typical university experience where I don't know. I saw my friends making like a tight knit group during their college experience, and I didn't have that. But it was okay. You know, I wasn't mad about it. Then I fall into this deep depression, and yeah, I had to withdraw from this new university. I changed my major again to communications and journalism, and I I don't know, I finished that major in like 6 years, 7 years, I don't know how long. It took me a long time, and by the time I finished, my my friends they already had full-time jobs, and they were earning, you know, decent money. They still live with their parents, so, and I was still living with my parents, but you know, they had already finished, they had already graduated, and I just felt so behind because they had already um experience having multiple jobs at different companies, and I was just like, what the hell am I what am I doing? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, it's hot. I'm gonna bring a towel. And also, another way I felt like I was a late bloomer is when it came to relationships with other men. When I was in high school, I mean, I had a boyfriend, but it was like child's play, you know. We never even kissed. It lasted like 2 months, and that was it. And I never had any other experience like that in high school. And yeah, you know, I never had a proper boyfriend and until I was 24. I had kissed other boys before, but like at 24 it was my first proper relationship, which was a good experience. It has already ended a few years ago, but it was a happy experience overall. But by that time my friends had much more experience, and you know what, it didn't bother me so much, but I wanted to experience that for myself, you know, because I felt like they belonged to a very exclusive group of having been in relationships, and I was just like, you know, sharing my opinions without actually having experienced that. So I felt a little bit left out. Not that any of them did anything to make me feel left out, but it was just like an internal thing that I struggled with. And yeah, so all this time compared to my friends, I know you shouldn't compare your lives to other people's, but I felt like I was behind in every single aspect that matters to society. And right now I feel a little bit lost, you know. I still don't think, I mean, I work a corporate job like 8:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. and to the outside it looks good because it is at a good company. um you know, it looks shiny on my CV, but every day that passes I care less and less and less about that. I don't care. And honestly, I think that I've hit my limit and I want to do something else. I don't want to keep working as a social media manager. That's the role I've had these last 2 years at that company. And I'm just tired. I don't want to do it anymore. And but I don't know what my next steps should be. I mean, I have an image of what I want my life to look like, but I don't have like the roadmap of how I'm going to achieve that. And I think that's where I struggle because even though I hate to admit it, I have very low self-esteem. Like I sometimes I feel like I'm not good at anything. And I think I've sat with that feeling for such a long time that I now think that it is somehow normal to feel that way, you know? Like, yeah, Kiara, she's not good at anything, whatever. So now I just wanna leave that feeling behind. Like, I don't want to associate myself anymore with that type of feeling, but I don't know how to do it. Like I said, I know what I don't want anymore. I don't want to be a social media manager anymore. I think it's, I mean, I could be a social media consultant for hospitality companies because I think I'm good at it. I think I'm good at it. Um, but I just want to explore other things. Yeah. And also, I don't know, lately I I I don't care about the corporate world and climbing a corporate ladder, like being a manager of something one day. That's not my goal. It's never been my goal in life. Like I think I struggled with that when I was a teenager, and I was a very depressed teenager, even though I hit it very well. You know, I hit it very well. And I was depressed because everybody, like, I could see in the future the life that I was supposed to have, you know, finish high school, graduate college, get a job, and climb that corporate ladder everybody seems to be talking about. But I just couldn't care less about that. I never thought that in the future I would be one of those people that go to work at a corporate place. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. If it doesn't make you unhappy, but to me it's not something that I ever thought I would be doing. And I think I'm a little bit sad that that's my reality right now, you know. But anyways, yeah, I don't care about the corporate world. I don't, whenever people tell me like, yeah, I woke up so early, I got to the office and I stayed up until 10 p.m. working, and then I had to go to the office again very early. And I'm like, what the F are you doing? You know, like, really? You're sacrificing your health and your time to a corporation that doesn't care about you? Because, yeah, corporations don't care about you. I don't know, I just, day by day, I care less and less about that. And I'm inspired by people who just get away from that and choose very unconventional careers and seem 1,000 times more happy than they were at their older jobs. But yeah, you know what? Maybe I was a late bloomer, or I still am, because I'm still trying to figure out what's my gift. I think everyone on this earth has been put here to bring something to society, to inspire people somehow, to, I don't know. And I think I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't think being 27 and my 20s have been the highlight of my life. I don't think these are the best years of my life. No, I think these have been the most confusing years, like internally, having to deal with my identity, of having to deal with the questions of who am I, and what do I like, what do I want to do, what do I want my life to look like. But I think I am ready for a change. And yeah, I don't know. This was a bit of a mess, I guess. I'm just saying that I think it's time to just gamble on my future. It's time for me to not make the obvious decisions. Maybe make a few mistakes. Maybe disappoint some people. It is what it is. And yeah, I don't have any much more to add. That was basically it. Um, and yeah, I hope that if you're also struggling with what you want to do in your life, how do you want to inspire people, I hope that you find your calling. And I also hope that I find my calling as well, because like, this is not it. This cannot be it. Is this the life that we're all supposed to live? Like, I get some people thrive in a structure, like working at a corporate place, but I don't think this is it. I refuse to believe this is it. There has to be more, and we'll find out if there is more. you know if you've somehow stayed this long watching the whole video, I don't think many people will. Maybe five. I'll have 5 views on this video, but it's somehow someone watched this whole thing. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.